Today I bring you something that after the platypus has left me stunned. It is nothing more and nothing less than the only mammal with scales on the planet, is called pangolin. Its peculiar appearance has given many descriptions as an artichoke with legs or eggs, or its resemblance to an anteater, but with scales or simple humanoid that along with kangaroos and some primates can stand on their two hind legs. Their scales are very similar to those of snakes or fish, but in reality, their shells are of bone origin. Its protection is only the upper part of its body, revealing its head, throat, and abdomen when this under threat is rolled up to protect itself from bites or stings of other predators. Its head is very small compared to its body, its mouth is tubular and toothless, and has a huge tongue with constant salivation due to powerful salivary glands. Its tongue is used to eat anthills and termites, this being its basic diet. Its tongue is so long that it is attached to a bone located in the pelvis that remains rolled up while it is not using it. This subject line in this species of sac, or rather we say packet inside the throat. For that reason this incredible animal cannot emit grunts or communicate by sounds, but rather by an excellent chemical system that produces signals that allowed him to communicate of effective way with other companions. His hearing is very bad accompanied by his vision, so his excellent smell super developed use it in multiple ways. Many years ago scientists had thought that the pangolin was related to the anteater and other types of bears, but after many studies were discovered that its evolution is convergent. Let's say that it happens when certain species have similar eating habits, and evolution similarly modifies their body, is a complete biological parallel. There are about 8 species of pangolins distributed between Asia and Africa, to be more specific 4 African and 4 Asian. The differences are noticeable from one species to another due to its size. The larger the pangolin, the more terrestrial its way of life, and the smaller ones are species that weigh up to 2 kilograms, and their lifestyle is limited to trees. Their biological order has been classified as Phyllodonta. So officially this animal is not related to any bear species or anteaters. The pangolins are solitary and very elusive animals, although poachers receive up to $1,000 per kilogram of their meat. Little is known about this noble creature. Very little is known even of its mating form, how long its gestation lasts. As they are nocturnal, it is more difficult to come across one of them. They are frequently hunted for 2 reasons, their meat and the supposed healing powers of their scales. In both Asia and Africa, they are hunted, and a kilogram of meat can cost up to $3,000 in Africa, which is paid for by tourists going on business trips. Their scales are used in Vietnamese medicine as an excellent invigorator to cure ulcers, and they even prescribe them as an alternative cure for cancer or arthritis. The healing properties of nails are not so far from being real, as all nails have a high percentage of keratin protein, which is used in many cultures as an effective treatment for deadly diseases such as cancer. Although today there are treaties from many Asian and African countries not to marry pangolins, they are still threatened by a market that does not seem to disappear, but is stronger than ever. The second is octopus. Deep in the ocean, we will find this animal so strange and nice. It is a subgenus of octopus that lives between 3,000 and 5,000 meters deep. Its scientific name is Grimpodictis, although it is better known by the octopus Dumbo, thanks to its pair of fins. Halipod about 20 centimeters long, living in such deep areas, does not get sunlight and therefore has that white color, or those shades so clear and pale. Living in the abyssal zone, very little is known about it, but I will tell you some of its most characteristic features. How do we recognize him? It lives on the seabed. Abyssal zone can be found floating slightly above it at depths of 3,000 to 4,000 meters, 9,800 to 13,000 feet. The similarity of the lobed fins that protrude from the top of the mantle gave him the nickname Dumbo, like the well-known Disney character Dumbo the Flying Elephant. There are about 17 species of Dumbo octopus, which belong to a group called umbrella octopus, since they are able to float as if they were umbrellas in the water. These species are capable of molting the skin, The structure of their mouth is different from the rest of the eye, which gives them a little shape. Some have suction cups in addition to thorns in all their tentacles, while others look more like a traditional octopus, with the addition of blue or other colored fins on their ears. Their prominent lobe-shaped fins protrude from the layer just above the eyes, also tell you that they are almost blind and that they have 8 tentacles. Most specimens of this species measure between 20 to 30 centimeters, 7.9 to 12 inches, in length. The largest Dumbo octopus found was 1.8 meters, 6 feet 32 inches, long and weighed 5.9 kilograms, 13 pounds. How does it feed? To eat down to the abyssal depths, they pounce on the prey and eat it all. Their diet includes copepods, isopods, polychaetes, and amphipods. Much of the food they eat is also found around ocean vents or floating in the current, and with that characteristic Philippines and Papua New Guinea. How does it reproduce? Grimpoteuthis has one of the most unique breeding functions of all marine life. Females lay their eggs at different stages, which means there is no breeding season. They can lay eggs. 3. It is picked. Today I bring you an animal that was not supposed to exist, is family of rabbits, and probably the creators of Pokemon have been inspired to illustrate the famous Pikachu, lives in the mountains of Tianshan in northeast China. For more than 20 long years it was missing and considered extinct. It was brought from the Pika Island. It was first seen in 1983, and the date has only been seen 29 specimens, so little is known about its way of life. The discovery is due to the Chinese scientist Wei Dongli, who works for the Institute of Ecology and Geography of Xinjiang. After the discovery, a multidisciplinary group was sent to study the elusive species, although at first they sent staff from the Science Institute to study some diseases, but what they found really relevant was this strange species. It is about 20 centimeters long, its ears are huge, and has several brown spots on its gray skin. The main problem to study this species is due to the rugged area where it lives. This can be added to the height, between 2,800 and 4,100 meters above sea level, eats herbs and plants. One of the positive things is that apparently there are no populations in the perimeter where the Pika Island was found. There are 2 readings. One is that there are no people in the vicinity, is likely to have more specimens, but not having difficult to know their main habits of life. But there is something else that does not fit. If there are no shepherds nearby, or people who interfere in the Island Pika, because today it is estimated that there are about 2,000 specimens and their number continues to decline. It is probable that the Pika Island is not from the area where it currently lives, so it could be said that grazing and deforestation of other areas has forced the Pika Island look for other sites where their natural conditions and food are not the same, leaving very few specimens. Then, the closest solution is to make more detailed studies of which is the ideal type of site to create protection zones for the sustainable development of this incredible creature. As we know, China is a country that has many good things, but has others very bad, such as its macro production imposed by foreign companies that subcontract to Asian giant to produce goods. The high environmental impact by highly polluting practices has left forests devastated, polluted rivers. What has brought with it a constant threat to unique species. Some have disappeared. And although government strategies have emerged to recover large areas, it has been difficult to reconcile with the companies that continue to produce at full speed without stopping. It may be that the use of technologies such as the artificial sun that provides energy free of pollutants and the artificial moon, which will allow the use of night lighting to stop using bulbs that are high consumers of energy, then finally achieve that reversal in pollution and thus can rescue countless species that are on the verge of collapse. No matter where we are, we can do our part to reduce our ecological footprint. If we go to a park, we treat our nature with respect. It depends on our existence in this small and polluted spa.